Hey guys, I'm going to be speaking about my relocation vlog as it says by the title. But the problem is I couldn't record as much as I wanted to, because it got to a time where I found it very difficult to pick up like my phone to record, because I was kind of depressed. I was kind of so worried about the process and all. I mean, by God's grace, I got to the UK successfully. I mean, as soon as I got out of the airport, I was like, "Hi, God, thank you." When I got to like the entry point, I told him that, God, if this is you, let your will be done. Because sometimes some immigration officers would like to ask a few questions, or more than one question, or two questions, or whatever it is. And if you don't have a particular document on you, it's going to affect you. So with me, I told God that, see, God, if this is you, let your will be done. I got there, they asked two questions, and that was it. And I came out. I'll probably speak about that later, but today it's just about my relocation. So first of all, I got my school, University of Hull, in January-ish. I actually applied. Look, I applied for a lot of schools. I applied to a lot of schools. I just woke up, so I beg. I just wanted to do this video. If not, I may not be able to do it. And I just like the natural light. I'll be getting a ring light today, hopefully. But anyways, let's move on. So I applied to so many schools, but then it looks like Hull was it. I wanted to do geographical information system, that's GIS, because I did geomatics in my undergrad. But then after some key factors and all of that, I decided to pick University of Hull, MSc Business Management. I mean, it's been great so far because we just finished our first trimester one. It hasn't been easy. I'll speak about all of this later. But right now, we are focusing on relocation. So, first of all, I had to apply to the school. First of all, you have to apply. You have to do your personal statement. You have to have all your document ready. With English proficiency, I did O level, so I used my O level English. I had a B, so that helped me, I think, pass that stage. Yeah, and then I had to also show proof of funds to the school. So some schools require you to show that you actually have the money in your account. That is if you've been refused before, or you have some refusal documents or something. Some schools actually request for it. So I got my bank statement ready. I sent it to the school. Then after some time, actually the money was in my account, but it wasn't enough, so I had to top up and then make sure it was enough, and I had to wait for 28 days. So I sent it to the school as soon as everything was set, but then they were like, it's not according to UKVI's requirement, so I had to wait for 28 days, resend it to the school. Then my cast came in officially. And during that period I was quite busy, so I had my phone with my baby girl, and she saw it. I mean, and when I started this process, I didn't want anyone to see it, but then maybe it was God, I don't know. So she saw it and she was like, Emma, like this. And I was like, oh my gosh. I had to check my cash draft to make sure everything was set, everything was right and all. So I did that and I sent it to them. And then my final drafts came in. My final cast came in and I applied. And I paid for standard. But then it came within 3 days. I mean, it's by God's grace, and each and everyone who helped me get here, I say God bless you and thank you very much. It hasn't been an easy process. There's been a lot of depression. There's been a lot of anger here and there. But then, all the same, we are still here by God's grace. So, how did they even start? I'm sure the video will start with tuberculosis. I'm going to start with tuberculosis. So I went to do my tuberculosis test at IOM. And I left my house around 4 a.m. because on my side, like the theofficalEmma-Marie road there's a lot of traffic. So I don't know if my lips are dry. Should I get lip gloss? You guys think it's okay? So I had to wake up at 4 a.m. So when I woke up at 4 a.m., I got to like Accra around 6:30 then. For me to only get in, I think I was 100 and something. I think I should. It's okay. It was I was 100 and something. So when you get there, they'll let you refill your forms. It's been long, so I'm trying to remember. So when you get it, they'll let you refill some forms on a phone or a tablet or something, or your phone. I don't know. You scan? Yeah. I scanned, and I had to fill some things on the on my phone. You have to have your, if you are going to school, you have to have your university's address, your address, name. Yeah, that's what I remember. So I was there in the morning till 8 p.m. A lot of people were cutting it. I mean, it happens, but it was quite stressful. I didn't eat before going as well, and I had to make sure that I finished it because the least chance to get, you might not know, they'll mention your name or something. So I finished doing my tests around 12 something. Yeah, and then I went to, I think they would confirm your details again before they print out your certificate. So after confirming my details around 2 or 3, I was still there till like 7 p.m. That's when my certificate was ready. That place is stress, I won't lie. And I went back home. So when I went back home, my certificate was, my TB test was ready. I did my TB in, I think, May, June, July, yeah, I did it in May. Because you know your TB test will only be valid for 6 months till you apply for. So if it's more than 6 months, you'll be able to apply. You have to now do it again. So I always say, if you know you're going to school in, let's say, September, you can do it 4 months before. For me, I did it like in May because I knew I was going to come to, or by God's grace, I knew I was going to come to the UK. Is it August? And my lips dry. Oh my gosh. So let me get lip gloss, guys. I'll be back. Hopefully this is better. So I always advise you do it like 4 months before. So I did mine in May, so June, July, August, September. Yeah. So I did mine in May, so that's like 3 months before, because obviously I knew by God's grace, I beg, that I was going to Japa. And it came to pass. So after I was done with that, that was when I had to give my bank statement to the school, before I apply again before I apply again for my visa. I don't think I'm going to cut a lot from this. I just want it to be real. So what did I even do next? Yes, we applied for the visa. The videos will be coming in as I'm speaking, so don't worry. So I went to the embassy. I don't remember which dates, honestly. So I went to the embassy and it was a smooth process for me. You enter, they'll ask for your documents, they'll ask if you want them to scan for you, and I would always advise that you let them scan for you. I beg, you might not know. So I said, okay, they should scan for me, and I paid for that. I don't remember how much. Probably if I'm doing a more detailed video on processes, by God's grace, I would check my documents. This is like something I just woke up and I decided to do it because I'm like, it's been long. I need to record my video. So I paid. Then you go and sit down. There's a number that will give you where you have to look on the screen. At the embassy is at Movenpick, Accra. So there's a number on the screen where like it will just pop up, and then you'd have to move to the next place, and the next place is where you go and do scan your documents for you. So after they are done scanning your documents, or they were done scanning my documents for me, I went to sit at another place. That's where I had to take my picture, my biometrics, and all those things for my VRP or anything that has got to do with the UK. Yeah. So after they were done taking that, I just left, and I left everything to God, because from January it wasn't an easy process. I hope this video won't be long, but I hope you guys like it. So what happened again now? Yes. So they would ask you if you want to collect or you wanted them to deliver to your house. I just said, please, I'll collect. I don't want trouble. I don't want stress. And I deliver where? To my house? Please, I beg. I collected. I went there to collect. I don't mind spending money, sitting in traffic, go back. No, I don't mind. So actually, someone helped me with my process, and I'm so grateful for that. Hi guys, see this? Aww. Let me be serious. So, moving on. Someone helped me with my process, and I'm so grateful for. I mean, each and every person who was involved in my process, motivating me, helping me, praying for me, everything that has got to do with my process. Each and every person who even had a hand in it, I say God bless you, because it's not easy. God richly bless you and replenish everything. I think we are done with TB and then process, right? Okay. So after that, I remember I met someone, name is Pearl, and we spoke. When we spoke, that was when we started discussing about UK, and she was like, oh, by God's grace, it's going to happen. And I was like, okay, she too, by God's grace, it's going to happen for her and all. And she also got her visa, I got my visa, and give thanks to God. Fast forward, what else haven't I spoken about? I think I've spoken about everything. Okay. I had to go somewhere before going to the airport. So my mom had traveled. Now, I think this is the next one. So I had to pack my stuff without my mom. And I mean, I always like my mom sitting there, even if she's not doing anything. Sitting there, she's checking me out, how I'm packing. Oh no, don't do it this way. Like, I just like her guidance and her input in anything I do. But she wasn't around. Like, she was in Canada at the time, and oh my gosh, it wasn't easy for me to have her around, even though my dad was around. I mean, there's some things I expected my mom to be around to help me with. So going to buy stuff, going to the market, all those things. I had a lovely person helping me, driving me all the way to the market. He went with me to buy my stuff, helped me carry my stuff, drove me back home. I'm so grateful for that person. I'm grateful for everyone as well, and that particular person for helping me out. So when I got back home, I had to pack. I had to get some medications as well. So I had to pack medications. And when I go home, I remember that I left one thing at the pharmacy in Tema. And driving from my place or taking a car from my place to Tema again that night, it was a lot of work. Luckily for me, and by God's grace, my dad was in Tema, so he went for the last medication and brought it in. And that was when the packing started. Pam, 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 pam. And my auntie, Auntie Mama, she bought me, she's called Agnes, yes. Auntie Agnes, she bought me dried fish. My mom wasn't around, so having her presence around was like something really good for me. And she bought me like dry fish, and then I had to pack all those things into my bag. So you'd see the video, me packing, standing on the bag. Was it easy? I had to pack. I'm sure if my mom was there, things would have been a bit easier for me. I mean, I had my sister around and my nephew around, but then it still wasn't that easy for me. My sister came around with her baby, and 2 days after they got to the house, the baby girl got sick. We had to send her to the hospital. This is everything happened before I had to travel. So when they came, let me talk about me braiding my hair first. So I had to braid my hair. So I used 2 days to braid that hair. One night, because I had to go up and down. So as soon as I go home, it was around I think 6. And I told her that I want to braid. She was like, oh no, she's doing something. So I was like, I really don't mind. Whatever time. So I came, she started braiding. So she braided till like 10 or 11 p.m. Because if this is where she braids, like this is my house, it's not that far. So I could walk back. But then my dad was so worried that he told my sister and my nephew to come. So we all walk home together. It's just like 3 minutes walk back home. So after braiding my hair, I didn't even braid everything. I braided half. So you see the video. I had to braid half because it was late and I didn't also want to stress the hairdresser. So the next day, all this was because I thought I was going to leave earlier. But anyways, the next day I had to complete my hair, but I had to go to Tema to do something. So I had to send my half braided hair to Tema. Then I think I had to go and buy my tickets. So I had to go and withdraw money and buy my tickets or something. I'm not sure, but something sent me to Tema. So when I took I went to Tema, went to do everything I had to do with Tema. Then I came back. I got back home after that. Then I had to continue braiding. Luckily for me, we finished that night. I got home late, finished that night, and then went back home to start packing again. And finally, I left. I got a ticket for 30th of August to come to the UK. So, finding accommodation wasn't easy too, but then by God's grace, I got accommodation. I'll speak about these things later, but let's talk about the relocation. So now with the relocation, 21 minutes. Okay, there are some things that were necessary, so I'll take them out. Okay, so what happened? We had a date now. That was 30th. Guys, guess what? 2 weeks before I traveled, I had like attacks. I just felt like they were attacks. I don't know why, but I just felt that they were attacks. So I myself, like I wasn't feeling myself. I had headaches. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling well. So we had to put a rub in hot water. I inhale. Like I had temperature. It wasn't a good experience for me. And that wasn't enough. My sister came from Takoradi because I was leaving. So with her baby. The baby also felt sick. I was like, hey, what is going on? So it was like on and on and on. So we sent her to the hospital. They had to inject her. They gave her some drip for some time. It wasn't easy. So I I don't know, I'll ask her before. If she allows me to also post, I'll post. If not, then the story is a story. After that, we were all looking, everything is fine. That wasn't enough. The next day, I think it was the next day or the next 2 days, that wasn't enough. That was said, we are working on you. I'm not sure, but I think it's a tax. So the next 2 days or 3 days, I'm not sure of the days, but then it happened again. Me, I wasn't feeling well. I'm not better. Then my sister's baby. Then the next thing, my nephew, BEC candidate, was going to buy. He always goes to buy prepaid. So he was going to buy prepaid, and I don't get it. I don't get it out today, but then I thank God that he's fine and everything is going on for him. I get a call from my father. Mommy, rush to the hospital. I'm like, what is going on? My nephew had gotten an accident. I asked him, what? Hey, this is not happening, no. So I think what happened? My dad had to come home to pick me up. I think my dad dropped him off, and my dad was going somewhere, so he had to drop him off and then he go. But then as he was turning to go to where he was going to, he realized that a lot of people were gathered around someone. Only for him to go and check my nephew. What is going on? Blood all over. My dad had to take him to the closest hospital nearby our area. So we took him. My dad took him there, then called me. Once my dad called me, he told me. So he came home. He had to lock everything, turn off everything. I wasn't feeling good. Not at all. So I went to the hospital. By God's grace, he was fine. He was okay. It was just the cut. It was a deep cut, like here. So the car that even hit him, I don't know if the car didn't know, was he himself said he doesn't even know if it was the front, the back, the middle. But obviously, if something is to hit your car, like for it to even get a deep cut, like even if something just does this, you would realize something has hit your car. And there was a church driver, he left, but it's all good. No one was able to get an hour because they all concentrated on the kid. I mean, he's the priority. He drove off really fast. That's what I heard. He drove off really fast, but that's all good. I mean, his health is more better than us rushing to get a driver. Got to the hospital. I saw him. I was so hurt, and I didn't know what to do. I was in shock, and that was only a few days before I had the job. So they had to stitch him up. They had to give us medications to buy. We spent the whole day in the hospital as well. And we go home and he couldn't sleep. Oh gosh, guys, it's not been easy, but it's been a lot of episodes, but then I will still give thanks to God no matter what. I mean, I've lost faith. I've given up. But then I'm taking it step by step by step by step. Because I know God brought me here for a reason. And he won't bring me here and say, okay, I've done the year. No. I still need to keep praying. I mean, you can't say, hey, God, help me pass these exams, and then you've not done anything to help you pass the exams. That's not how it works. So I know I have to also put in the work. I'm going to try my best. So that happened, and finally got to my traveling day. I got to the airport. I couldn't record much because I was late. So I recorded what I could record, guys. I'm sorry. I got in my bag overweight. I had to remove stuff. And even that one with car was a lot of stress because the kind of pressure everyone around me was giving me. How would I even know this thing that I put in my bag is not in my bag? And that wasn't a good thing. I should have been there earlier. So I did that, and I had to take some stuff out. I still had to even pay for Uber Eats. I had to take some stuff out, and up to date, I don't know if everything went home or not, but then it's all good. It's just clothes, probably medications, no papers. I've gone through all my documents here, and everything is intact. The ones that were in my suitcase, not in my handbag. So I finished up, and I had to declare some items, like food items I wanted to bring. I finished packing up, and I went to the boarding gates. Went through the process. I went to the boarding gates. I was so excited, but then I didn't feel complete because my mom, I don't know, my dad was there, right? But then my mom wasn't there. I don't know. So I don't know. I just didn't feel good about it. I don't know. I just went. There are a lot of stories behind this, but then I think some of them are meant to be kept for my own personal reasons. But then one thing I like to share is I got into the plane and I was asked to move from my seat. It was closer to the window. That's one mother said her child is not sitting with her. But then, I mean, when you're booking the seats, I don't know. But then when you're booking the seats, you know that this seat is here, this seat is here. So they had to move me from where I was sitting to the middle seat. So I couldn't also record my view. I had to record what I had to record. But yeah, basically I still had quite an experience, fun, and I'm still grateful to God for everything. I'm still finding myself as a person, and I know things will be fine. Things will definitely be fine. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. So I finally got to the UK on the 31st of August 2023. And when I stepped down, I was like, hey, okay. I felt normal, like, yeah, guy, like, I got into the UK. Once again, I couldn't record much. I don't know. I was just depressed. I was just tired. So I just recorded school, and then I had to rush. It's a very big place. You have to take a train to this place, to this place. So I finally got to the point of entry. Throughout the queue, I was like, my heart was just beating. I don't know if it was the devil or my heart was just beating, boom, 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 boom. They'll sack you, that was because as I was there, like they told this girl to sit down with the bags, and I think she was trying to say it was not working or something. So that I saw the policeman getting close to her. I think he keyed in the part. I don't know, Wi-Fi or something. I'm not sure. So now it was my turn. Very soon the other one directs me, go here. So hey God, I'm here because of you. And if this is your will, let your will be done. Amen. That's all I said. And I got there. I was like, hi, how are you doing? I was like, I'm fine. I was smiling and all. Like, I mean, it's a friendly conversation. Nothing scary. I was like, I'm doing well. How about you? Then he was like, he's also fine. Then he was like, I see you're going to hall. I was like, yeah, hall. He was like, why hall? I was like, oh, because hall has this place, I forgot, I think the dock, where you can there's this aquatic lives and all those things, and I really love to be at home, like the northern parts. I know. He was like, okay, that's nice. I was like, but not to say I don't want to be. I mean, London is not a beautiful place. London is very beautiful. And he was like, okay, good. Then he asked for my cars. That was it. And then as I got out, I was like, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Then I went for my bags, got a bus to my uncle's place at Sheffield because I knew I was going to be late to get to home, so I had to call my uncle. Go to my uncle's place at Sheffield. Then the next day, I mean, it's been by God's grace. My uncle's, my cousin. It's also my sister.
Hi.
One has a car, so the other one is not driving yet. She's younger than me. But she has a car, so she drove me here. Went to Tesco to get a few things. Tesco Tesco Extra to get a few things, and we drove all the way to home. Thank you. Shout out to Sister Linda and Abby. Thank you so much for making my process easier because I don't know stress. The bag I had a box, I had a suitcase. It would have been a lot of stress for me. So things went on smoothly. Then I got here, the agent brought the keys. I was the first person to come to the house. I went and got to my room, and finally that is it. So I'll probably record other videos concerning my process in the UK, or processes you can take, like specific videos, or I'll try my best.
I'll give the food 8 out of 10 and everything else 7. Sausage roll, 6 out of 10, and the apple juice, 9 out of 10. It looks like someone has slapped me. Finally, we got to Hall, and my sisters took me to the post office to get my BRP. I'm so grateful for them, you know. They made my process so easy. Got my BRP, then went straight home to my apartment. This is me showing my face after a long journey. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this is where we took our the BRP, and we're going to my place. Yeah. I hope you guys are already enjoying the video. You've enjoyed the video. You've watched up to this point. Stay tuned for more videos, guys. Kitchen, like food from Ghana. Wow, and this is really close to me. What's in her?